The town that we're located in is Hampton Bays, which is on the South Fork of Long Island. People come here generally to spend time with family, enjoy the beach, enjoy the outdoors. When the client approached us, they had acquired this 5-acre property. It's a beautiful wooded property overlooking the Peconic Bay. It's a long, narrow site, so you actually approach it along a drive through the woods, and we talked a lot about that pathway through the woods and kind of slowly discovering the house, and actually then discovering through the house this incredible view of the Peconic Bay. A typical Hamptons house, one would expect almost what we call a McMansion. Very ostentatious, very inflated, kind of bloated home, 8,000 square feet, pitched roof, kind of faux historicist shingles. We wanted to do the opposite of that. And in fact, we did spend a lot of time out on the water in kayaks and paddle boards with the client, looking back at the house from the water to make sure that it wasn't too prominent. So we had envisioned the house kind of emerging out of this meadow, which is how we ended up with a green roof. This idea that the form of the house simply rises up out of the meadow as well as all the surrounding planters. Another thing that we talked a lot about was there was this beautiful old sycamore in the middle of the meadow. The family had fallen in love with this sycamore tree. And the wonderful thing that happened is this tree, after we built the house, continued to grow, and now its branches actually extend over the green roof of the house and becomes a place where the kids can actually climb up the tree and drop down onto the green roof of this house. When we were first talking about the materials that go into this house, one of the things we talked about was only using what I call noble materials. The family really loved red cedar. They loved red cedar because, one, it's a natural material that can be used outside and inside without any type of finish. And in fact, when it's on the outside of a home, the resins naturally occurring in the wood protect the wood from the weather. We covered the entire interior in this red cedar. It gives the house a beautiful aroma. You're interacting with it. Not only is it in the walls, but it's in all the millwork in the house, all of the cabinetry. So when you touch a cabinet and open a door, you get this waft of beautiful cedar smell. One of the fascinating things about cedar is that as it weathers, it changes color. The salt air, the humidity, rain, winter, all has an effect on the cedar. They wanted to see this house slowly age over time. As you enter the home, you're thrust into the main space of the house with a beautiful expansive view of the Peconic Bay. Right before you, but sunken, is the main living area. Just to your right, as you come in, is the kitchen, the dining area, and that's really the heart of the home. This family cooks all their meals together. And the living area is divided by a monumental two-sided fireplace that divides more of a basic living room where they have stadium seating and they actually practice and perform with their family band there. And then on the other side is what they call the family room, which is more of a TV room. This house is 3,800 square feet, so how do we break up these spaces to create smaller, more intimate spaces focused on a family being together? No single room is actually more than 25 by 25 feet, and that goes for the exterior spaces as well, because it was really designed for this family of 5 and maybe friends that they had invited over to come and enjoy these intimate experiences together. Probably my favorite part of the house is actually the master suite, which has beautiful expansive views and is kind of a crow's nest, if you will. It's the only space in the house that's really elevated well above the landscape. And we were able to do a lot of fun things in that master suite, putting a nautical window in the shower so that they could look out over the Peconic Bay while they were taking a shower. We were able to convince the client to create a little bay window. kind of a little triangular nook, which actually faces due north. And it becomes this kind of great little reading nook spot and breaks out of that kind of orthogonal design of the rest of the house. Down below that master suite are the rest of the bedrooms of the house. I think it's 4 bedrooms and a bunk room, all surrounding a main play area. And that's where the kids play, and that extends straight out into the pool deck area. The pool itself, of course, is the star of the exterior. We wanted a long pool because the client actually does swim laps. But of course, the kids use the pool, so we wanted to make sure we make it wide enough where it can also be a play area for the kids. From the outset, the client, when they approached us, it was really all about the site. Creating a modern home, but respecting the site. And I think it's apparent in the end product that it's something that is very well tucked in, very harmonious with the landscape, and very harmonious between interior and exterior. What I'm most proud of about this project is really seeing the family living here and using it exactly as it was conceived, and seeing the incredible joy that it brings them every time they're here. They spend a lot of time with the doors of the glass facade wide open, coming in and out, inviting a lot of friends here, and just absolutely enjoying the landscape that we're in.